Pouf makes a grand escape, and Knuckle and Morel team up against Yuppie. In my review of Hunter x Hunter, episode 120. Leave it to anime to make an androgynous butterfly man seem creepy and disturbing, but Hunter x Hunter is just one of those series that continues to surprise me. I always expect it to go into the typical shonen fare, which it does. It has all the classic battle scenes and all the great moments with the standoffs and everything, but it always manages to surprise me with its characters and its innovative, weird powers. Like in this episode, we got introduced to Pouf and what his abilities really are. Now, he's not exactly a powerhouse. That's not to say he can't get any good hits in, and if you were to fight Pouf, he'd probably kick your ass. But his main abilities really seem to revolve around reconnaissance, and I think this is awesome because originally when he went into his big swirly cocoon, I thought he was going to transform into some big, nasty, grotesque butterfly creature a la Jeff Goldblum in The Fly, but that's not the case. He actually is able to transform his body and break it down into these little chibi-ized, tiny versions of himself, which he can use for reconnaissance, and that's what he does in this episode when he escapes from Morel. Pouf is able to send his clones all over the castle to sort of assess the situation, and he pretty much sees where everybody is, except of course for Killua and Melioron, thanks of course to his chameleon-like abilities. But he also figures out that the king is nowhere to be seen, and Pito is healing that girl and hanging out with Gon for some reason, and this completely disturbs him. And that's why at the end of the episode, he actually confronts both Pito and Gon, and that's where it just sort of ends, and it's a great cliffhanger. And it's also interesting to note, as he's flying through the castle, he also notes that there is a Chimera Ant which has not been born, and it's pretty obvious at this point it has to be Palm, because he mentions it's the human that they captured. She's been missing for a while, they haven't found her yet. She is going to be reborn as a Chimera Ant, I'm pretty sure at this point. It's just a matter of what she's going to look like when she pops out and how she's going to react to everyone. And it's obviously going to mess with Gon if he sees this, so I cannot wait to see what they're going to do with that. If it's not Palm, I'll be completely surprised. Another thing that I really liked about this week's episode was it had a lot of really badass action, and that's something that I think Hunter x Hunter does very well. There was a scene where Morel was teaming up with Knuckle, and Morel was using his Deep Purple ability, where he's able to summon the weird smoke clones, and he transformed them all into Knuckle so they could all attack at the same time, and this was just sort of to try and to trip up Yuppie, and it seemed really standard at first. I'm like, okay, basically it's just going to be Knuckle trying to go in for a clean hit. But again, in classic Hunter x Hunter fashion, they completely switch it on you, and the whole plan was basically to piss Yuppie off so that he would kill all the clones and then make himself get angry and explode. And right as he did that, Knuckle came in and gave him a nice, solid punch to the face, and it was awesome. It just showed that they can really work well together. And it looks like Shoot's also going to be okay. There's a scene where he's being worked on by some surgeons, and it looks like Nove was the one who helped him out as he's walking out through his weird little, portal gate. But otherwise, awesome episode of Hunter x Hunter with a lot of really cool progression. There was even a whole little subplot that was involving that one girl, Hina, who was helping out that one asshole guy, Bezef. He was the one politician who was basically being forced to work for the Chimera Ants. And she's using him to get to some treasure that's at the bottom of the fucking place. So they're going on some weird Goonies adventure, but I don't know what's up with that. And there's also the other thing with Welfin, the wolf guy, who's following them. There's a lot of little things here, and that's really what Pouf does this week. He sort of just flies around with all of his weird clones and showing you what's going on with everybody, and it was pretty cool. I also like the fact that the narrator didn't interject this much this week. I know a lot of people like the narrator in the Chimera Ant arc, but I actually don't care for it that much. I kind of like to interpret it my own way and enjoy it and just watch it, as opposed to constantly reading subtitles about something that I'm clearly just seeing. But that's just my opinion. It still doesn't bring it down that much because I'm liking what I'm seeing here. It's completely fresh. Watching Hunter x Hunter is giving me that old school feeling of watching like a Toonami show, and I really dig that. So was this week's episode of Hunter x Hunter worth your time? I think so. It was a pretty damn entertaining episode. It was a little slow in some parts, but otherwise it was very consistent across the board. Good animation, pretty damn good artwork, really great action scenes which felt impactful, especially when Knuckle decked Yuppie right in the face. And just all of the little moments with Pouf were really great and really creepy at the same time. Just getting to learn a little bit more about his abilities. And of course the build-up to the battle, which is probably going to be happening with Pito and Gon. Who knows when that's going to happen? And where the hell is the Chimera Ant King? All I know is, great art so far. I'm really enjoying it. And this was a good episode. So I'm going to drop a 9 out of 10 on this one. Check it out, guys. Pretty cool episode. And thus ends another week of Hunter x Hunter, but it's time to let me know what you thought about it with your comments below. You could tell me about your favorite moments, favorite action scenes, and what do you want to see from the future of the Chimera Ant arc. Remember guys, before you leave today, make sure to hit that like button, give this video a thumbs up. Really helps out the videos. You can subscribe to the channel, check us out on Facebook, check us out on Twitter. We're all over the damn internets, guys. I will see you next time. Super Kami Guru 9000. Out.